There is backstage frustration over WWE creative. Plus, Logan Paul admits to having go-away heat. And Shawn Michaels is talking about an in-ring return. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. What's going on in WWE Creative Village, Andrew Hodkinson? And it is a village.
It is a village. Well, Tom Campbell, let's find out together, shall we? Come on, everybody.
Yes, we shall.
We certainly shall. So a new report from Sean Ross Sapp suggests that there's growing frustration among some members of the WWE women's division, with several wrestlers unhappy about how they're being used creatively. A Fightful viewer asked Sapp to elaborate on a topic brought up on Fightful's Discord regarding frustration with some of WWE's women's roster. When asked whether this frustration matched the frustration felt in the company around Royal Rumble 2022, Sapp responded,
"It's nowhere near Royal Rumble 2022 level, but there has been a situation where a women's WWE performer has reached out to me and said, can you find out if I'm listed internally as a heel or a babyface? I know there has been some Mania pitches that have been rejected because people are like token tag matches aren't something they want to do. They also want things put on a more even plane in the women's division. The contracts are going up. Viewership is adjusted accordingly for when women are on screen. It's not the sideshow or anything like that. It's actually part of the show. You're adding more titles. You're adding more matches, all of that stuff. And there's a lot of people that have been parked. For example, I'm not going to say Natalya is frustrated. They signed Natalya. They wanted to keep Natalya. They had creative plans for Natalya. And then what's Natalya done since then? Hasn't done anything. Hasn't been on NXT. Hasn't been doing anything. And this is I think an issue that you're going to have when you're expanding the roster in the way that certainly NXT have, in that it's falling into a similar situation with AEW in the sense that you've got a lot of interesting talent that you want to use and just not the space to use them.
I mean, I agree to some respects, but also they've just introduced these women's mid-card championships as well. And I mean, since Lyra Valkyria won hers in January, she's not defended it at all since winning that. We've not really seen her
Next week, I think, is her first defense.
Which, I mean, that's over a month since she's won it, though, at the same time.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely something there to be said that obviously the creative just seems to be maybe not where it could be, at least for the women within the main roster, because the NXT side of things seems very strong and it is very strong, but the main roster stuff is a little bit, it's not great. It's not great so far.
Yeah, I've mentioned the NXT side of things because with NXT they had a real influx of talent.
Yes.
Very suddenly, like you had like 3 or 4 people debut within like a month and a bit that you could have easily debuted over a longer period of time.
Yeah.
And they just went, whoom, there they are. But I think there's still some creative things that need to be ironed out. There are people getting lost in the shuffle, and it's something that we will keep an eye on at Cultaholic.com. One of those people not being lost in the shuffle, whether you love him or whether you hate him or whether you utterly despise him, is the Mav, Logan Paul. Some update on him regarding a place where he is no longer allowed to go. Should WWE tour there?
So should WWE ever return to Egypt for a show? One of their top stars will seemingly be unable to attend, as Logan Paul has revealed he is indeed banned from the land of the pharaohs. Logan Paul revealed in his latest vlog that he wanted to be a part of the videos, but and this is like a Mr. Beast video that we were talking about, but the Egyptian government blocked him from visiting the country. He said, Mr. Beast just uploaded a new video exploring the pyramids or something. I love the pyramids, mate. So I was like, Jimmy, can I come? And he was like, for sure, dude. Then a week later he called and he was like, unfortunately, the Egyptian government said that you can't come, otherwise we can't come. And I was like, wait, what? I know I piss people off at the Egyptian government. I've never even been to Egypt though. Why can't I come along to the pyramids, Jimmy? He said, I don't know. The government specifically said you are the only person that cannot come on this trip.
And you're the only person from Yorkshire to not say T-Gypt, so well done.
T-Gypt. Well done. PG tips.
Well, there it is. Logan Paul also admitted during his Impulsive podcast that he has what used to be, back in my day, lovingly known as X-Pac heat, go-away heat with the fan base, saying, I think I have go-away heat. The only reason why it works is because I'm a great wrestler. There's a handful of the audience that's genuinely like, get this guy out of here. And there is. And,
yeah, of course there is.
And I think have the belief that he's a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult one to swallow because I think that a lot of people don't like to say it because there's a lot of reasons why people may not really be enamored with the person, the Maverick Logan Paul. He's a very strong wrestler in that sense. And I think no matter how good a wrestler you be, I think some of the stuff that he's done elsewhere isn't really going to be sufficient. Being a good wrestler isn't sufficient charm to win people over.
Yeah, you said it perfectly there. I think that's it, isn't it? As wrestler, great. Person, not great. And yeah.
I think when it comes to people that have that sort of polarizing nature amongst them, I go back in my day.
Back in your day.
One Shawn Michaels very much had that.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing Logan Paul to Shawn Michaels per se, but this is a little way of hooking into our final story of the day. See what I did there?
That was brilliant.
Shawn Michaels, are we going to see HBK back in the RING, Andrew?
Oh, well, during a Q&A hosted by For the Love of Wrestling via Monopoly Events, JDC, obviously formerly known and better known as Fandango, revealed Shawn Michaels has told him he's got 1 or 2 matches left in him. He said, you know who I talked to at NXT last week? Who said he's got 1 or 2 matches left in him? Shawn Michaels, yes, and that's a guy. He's the reason why I got into the business. So honestly, it'd probably never happen, but that would be my dream match.
We have had a bit of Shawn Michaels in-ring stuff teased here and there. There was, at one point, we thought we were going to get Shawn Michaels versus Grayson Waller.
Also, I mean, as well, he was out there giving sweet chin musics to Kevin Owens recently too. Yeah.
Through Eddie Thorpe against the wall recently. So, I mean, it does feel like he's kind of getting getting the wheels turning once again.
I mean, maybe it feels that way, but should he do it though?
That's the question, because the last time he did step back into the ring, he faced the Brothers of Destruction. He and Triple H did for almost half an hour, a combined age of 250,000 years old in between them all. It was a combined age of 200 years between them. It wasn't the comeback that we were hoping for. I think many try and blot it out of our memory.
Yeah.
But I'd love, I think if Shawn's going to do anything, I could see him maybe doing something with NXT.
Yeah,
if there's a talent he really wants to get behind.
Yeah, I think so too. And even though I said that, oh, do we want to see it again? Do you know what? The way that they sort of, when they had Stone Cold come back and do the stuff with Kevin Owens as well, there was a way where you could get around it just being like a straight wrestling match. You could do something sort of a similar vein to that, maybe, that'd at least protect him a little bit in some capacity.
There is a way, there's a method to the madness that you can do it, and I'd be intrigued to see whether they do. Do you want to see Shawn Michaels back in the ring? Let us know in the comments down below. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Kiss, kiss!
Love you, bye.